say something
It's
stupid.
Monday, and that means we have another episode of Monster Monday in store for you. This year, we are celebrating 5 years of helping these heroes live their best life. 5 years of doing epic. 5 years of making sure they have everything they need. Because of you, this is all possible. We thank you for not only tuning in, but we thank you for doing epic and being part of the Monster family. Because of you, all things are possible. I'm Riot, and alongside me is the world famous Misty, and we welcome you to Monster Monday.
Yay.
Yay! Yeah, look at all the people racking up too, man. Welcome to Monster Monday. This is my office for the night. I'm
Nice.
exhausted. I am exhausted. I am done. I can't even believe how tired I am. So I was like, it's Monster Monday. It's raining. I had to go Tractor Supply and buy another new pair of boots. And I left there and I pulled up to the deer stands, the enclosed deer stands that they sell at Tractor Supply. And I checked them to see if they were open because if I couldn't get a room, I was going to do the show from inside of a deer stand. Because it's like raining here and there's like hail warnings and all kinds of crap.
No.
So I laughed at that, but then I got a room and I got checked in and I walked in, I got set up, and I just sat down and worked out perfect. So
Awesome.
it's good to see you, and it's good to see a beautiful air conditioned room in my background. It's super nice. I can't wait to get home and be in my office doing the show from my brick wall. But it's really good, and we got so much to talk about tonight. Tonight is the drawing for the number one spot. Finalist number one is going to be. We're going to find that out tonight. So
That's
stay
so
tuned. Stay tuned. That's coming. And I think there was like 60 some people or something like that on that show. Or on that wheel. It's just going to be really cool. And it's pretty special for me because it's somebody that met me on this crazy ride that I'm gonna take a hot minute to recover from. I can tell you that because my hands are still so sore, and I don't know what is up with my ring finger, but I can't feel it from the knuckle down. So I feel, and I don't feel. I got a pretty decent night's sleep last night. I went to bed at 8 o'clock last night. There was text messages and all kinds of crap, and phone calls, and I had my ringer off, and I just fell asleep at 8 o'clock, and so that was my day. How was your weekend with your 250 ride? And happy Father's Day, Dylan.
Happy Father's Day to you too.
Yeah, thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing my kids. I'm going to see them all on Thursday, so that's going to be everybody's going to be together. So that's pretty cool. So we're celebrating Father's Day a little bit late, but at least we're doing it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So how was your 250 ride? Because it looked pretty adventurous, and I was trying to follow along the best I could, but it's pretty good. So I think you should tell everybody about that.
Yeah. So it was kind of interesting. We decided to do Wisconsin, and we were looking for monsters and heroes. And so first off, my dad, and there was actually 4 generations, decided to go fishing this weekend. And so we thought we'd surprise them because we were going right by the landing. My dad's taken all of us fishing, catfishing. This is kind of his big thing. And up in Danbury, Wisconsin. And so it was my dad, my brother, and his kids and his grandsons. And so it was 4 generations going fishing. Well, we decided, Dylan had this bright idea. Let's go back to Pansy Landing and put stickers so they'll see them. We beat them back there. Well, it's a little rough going back to the landing. It's hard getting 4-wheel drive back there. And stupid me, I led Dylan back there, and my Harley didn't fare very well coming out. I hit a rock. Didn't know. I knew I hit the rock, but I'm like, ooh, that kind of sucked. We get to the gas station, parked it, had a Red Bull, looked down, and I had dumped all my oil all over the place. We put a hole in my oil pan. So, and I'm like, shit, I started crying. What do we do now? Because I'm thinking my 250's over. I've raised all this money. I thought maybe we'll just get on Dylan's bike and, finish it out and whatever, go get a trailer. And, he's like, and Dylan being the MacGyver that he is, he's like, oh no, I'll just get some JB Weld and some oil. And he runs in the gas station there, which was a bait store, a gun store, tackle. I mean, it was your typical Danbury, Wisconsin. I don't know. My dad was raised in that area, so it was like it's hillbillyville kind of, and anyway, it's awesome. But anyway, he goes and gets JB Weld and reads on there, it says 15 hours to dry, and he's like, yep, we got about 15 minutes, so that's what we got here. So oil just kept pouring out of the bike. Long story short, it held pretty good. So yeah,
it did hold pretty good even without giving it this dry time.
We didn't have to add any oil. It kept losing oil, but it just dripped out. Is all. Before, and there was a big hole.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
It lost about a quart for 1,000. We did 1,000, little over 1,000 miles, and it lost about maybe a quart.
Yeah, that's crazy because I did that on my truck, and we had to wait till the next day to drive it. I was in high school. I was in high school, so we were in no hurry to go home anyhow. So.
We were in a hurry.
Yeah, you're in a hurry, but yeah, you had an adventurous one. That's awesome.
Yeah, my bags kept falling off. I lost my AirBud or my AirPod case. It was just crazy, but we had fun. We found a lot of monsters and heroes, and
yeah, I didn't know Dahmer's. I didn't know the apartment building that Dahmer did all that creepy stuff in was still there. I thought they tore that down and made a city park.
They say they did. So but I don't know. It says it's there. It shows it's there. And Dylan, being the creeper that he is, made us walk around. I mean, like the doors are on the outside, so you can enter the doors to the outside. It's not like like some of them you can anyway. Some of them you have to actually go in the main door, but
yeah.
So he had made us walk up to some of these doors, and you could see people in these apartments. So it's like, yeah.
That's creepy. There's no way. I don't care what the rent is. I am not staying in Dahmer's apartment.
Yeah.
Not as a place to live. No way.
I was super stoked about being at Ed Gein or Gein, however you say his last name.
Ed Gein.
That I loved. That was cool. But
yeah, he's creepy too. He had definitely found some monsters. That's
yeah.
That was pretty good. But I like that. I like that. So many people out there with a Monster 250 that had a theme, had an idea, had something crazy. And I think that's really cool. It was not. The Monster 250 ended up being something that I did not envision at all. Like I had it in my head that, we'll get a bunch of people and they'll ride 250 miles or however many miles in a state and just ride around that state. And then people started signing up multiple states. And I look at some people got massive rides. Teeter went to Colorado or Utah, wherever it was. And Al is out in California. And Jimmy Miller's up doing all of the worst states in the place to ride. 250 miles in Rhode Island. I don't even know. That just is awful to me. But, it turned out to be something really cool and raised a lot of money that's going towards that van and, a lot of other things. So it was really cool. I was really happy with how it turned out. And I like how people took the idea of it and and then made it like you guys did a Monsters and Heroes ride. Other people are doing America themed things and other people find painted rocks, American themes. It was just, I'm getting caught up on it now as I'm done with my nonsense. And so I was riding today and I told myself I'm going to obey the traffic laws like normal people obey, like 10, 15 over. Sure. And I'm not going to lane split. I'm not going to pass on the right. I kept telling myself that all day, every time I did it. I said, all right, after this one, after this time, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to take a chill ride. So I kept trying that, but then traffic gets jammed up and I'm like, man, I don't want to sit mixed in with all these semis and cars trying to get through it and stuff. I'm like, it just drives my brain crazy. And I'm like, I'm out of here. And, it's like to the right and away we go. So that was that. So it was pretty good, but I'm pretty stoked about this, the finalist that's going to be coming from coming from this. So I just can't wait for that. Like this idea of having 13 finalists. Well, we finally get one. There's been people who are like in the running for it and got pretty good shot at it. So this is going to be awesome. And then next Monday we're going to do the drawing to see who wins the trip to Hawaii to ride our 50th state for the Monster 250. So next Monday is going to be another awesome one. And then we have a few Mondays down the road that are just going to be back to back to back to back Monday nights of finding our finalists right until the end when we get ready to give this bike away. So I was super happy to get done with my ride. I was super happy to how it turned out. I had a very blessed ride. 35,000 miles is longer than I've ever ridden. I've never ridden like that in a straight shot ever. Any amount of that amount of miles, and definitely nothing like that on those kind of roads that I was on. And so I was very happy when it was done because 35,000 miles is a long time to pay attention. To keep yourself alive. There's no every corner you come into riding fast is an opportunity to misjudge it, misgear it, whatever it takes to blow the corner, lay it down, whatever it takes. So I was super happy like to get done. And then in Florida, I took my helmet off to drive by. Amy gave me a shirt, a Bert and Ernie shirt, but it's Bert because she says I look like Bert when my hair is spiked up. So I put on the Bert shirt and because I had to go by the dealership and then finish that circle on the exclamation point. So I had to go by the dealership. So she says, "You driving by or stopping in?" I said, "I'm just rolling by and all this way." But I thought I'm going to have my Bert shirt on. I stopped and made sure my hair was all spiky, just like Bert. And then I go by and she's standing right by the road. I'm like, well, my woman's by the road. I'm going to stop and give her a kiss and say hi. So I pulled in there, stopped, and then we took off and Tim was with me. Well, no, I don't have my helmet on and it's kind of strapped to the bike. Well, I'm like, all I gotta do is a circle. We're in Florida. Let me get some sun. It'll be fun. No, it just poured rain on us. And I don't have my helmet on. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, it's gonna clear up. This is nothing. I can take 10, 15, 20 minutes of rain. It's pouring on us. We have to go up to I-10 and cut across for like 10 minutes is all. That whole 10 minutes is just a screaming downpour. I lift my glasses up to see because they're all fogged up and, my sunglasses. Now my eyes are getting pelted, so I'm trying to hide. I'm like, man. And then I'm like, all right, I got to pull over and get my helmet on. Well, then the sun comes back out. So I'm like, okay, I got to dry off now. I'll be fine. So sun comes out, we get off the highway, it starts pouring again. And I was like, this Florida crap is nonsense. It goes from pouring rain to blazing sun to pouring rain. And so finally I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pull over. I gotta get my helmet on. This is just nonsense. And of course the sun was out the rest of the way and I didn't need a helmet the whole way. But Brad and Tim were riding with me that last stretch, and they were both laughing and shaking their head as we rolled down the road at 80 miles an hour in the pouring rain, and my helmet is strapped to the side of my bike with all of my climb gear on the back. And I'm sitting there in my pants and a t-shirt getting just beat by everything. So
It
but I had
sounds
my
like
cool
our Friday.
but I had my cool Burt shirt on. So then we had to stop, and I had to put my shirt like this on, a white one to finish up. I wanted to have that on for the video, and then I forgot to turn my camera on when I rolled into the finish line. So I don't know, like whatever. Like happy to be done, and hopefully my brain gets a factory reset. I feel like I'm one of those old computers that you just got to keep restarting it to get it to work. Like I keep like I have a little bit of a freeze. So that was pretty awesome. But I had a great ride, and I'm super happy with all the people that came out to see it, be a part of it, if even for a minute. If it was a minute, or they got to ride like Dylan did for a day, spend the night, and everything else, and how the spots worked on the wheel is every day that you came out to see me was a spot on the wheel. But anybody who spent the night, that's another spot. So like Dylan has 3 spots because he was there 2 days and the night. And I never said anything about the nights leading into it because I didn't want anybody to come out and just hang out to spend the night just for a shot at the motorcycle. I wanted people to get an extra shot at it who wanted to do it, and just went through it. So if you're there for the day, that was one. And if you're there for the night, that's another one. And here I went to grab my phone thing. I'm on my computer so I can look at the numbers. But like Iceman had a grand total of 20. That was, I think, that was the most. And then Amy had 12 or 13. I think that was second. Teeter had a bunch. Glenn Novotny had a bunch. I can't remember exactly how many we had, but it was a lot, and so it was fun. I think Manny said there was 140 slots
I
now,
think so. Yeah.
something like that. So it was fun. Everybody, a bunch of people got one. That were just there, stop in, see me at some point, got a picture, whatever. One guy I never even talked to him, just rode up to me, took a picture, and took a couple pictures, rode with us for I don't know 15, 20 minutes. Doug something is his name. And then he just peeled out. So that was pretty fun, but it sounds crazy, but that was like a great pickup. Like I'm like, man, that was cool. So that was pretty neat. And and Taco and Honor, they deserve it for what they're talking about right there, for spend the night in a spot that I picked that I totally dropped the ball on. I usually pride myself on picking good spots and picking them fast. And I picked a spot that had some crack addict digging in the dumpster and digging the dumpster. And I was like, all right, I'm done with this. So I said, how long are you going to be? And his answer was like, he kind of yelled a little bit. He said, I'm almost done. And he got like an attitude. So as soon as he got an attitude, man, I got up, got my boots on, put my gloves on. And I thought, the next conversation I have with this guy, I know is going to end in violence. So I'm like, I'm not going to walk over there barefoot and ill prepared. So I told Taco, I said, we got two choices, man. I can go over there and make this guy leave, but I know how it's going to end up. Like, we're going to fight. And I said, and if I can't beat a crack addict at midnight in the hood of New Orleans, then I deserve not to finish this ride. So that was that. And then we decided either that or we thought we could just let him be. But I said, look, I'm not letting him be all night to dig through this. I'm not doing that. So we said, we'll give him 5 minutes. And if he's not wrapping it up, now I'm going to go tell him he's leaving right now if he likes it or not. And that was that. But I said, well, then we're going to have to leave because we can't sleep there with a crackhead sleeping next to us until he wakes up with a dizzied up, and who knows what he's going to do. So yeah, the Triple C was that spot because there was cockroaches everywhere, man. I went to pee in some drain and cockroaches came flying everywhere. And it was like some creepy movie where the cockroaches are running out. I'm like, yeah, I was like, so that's that. So we'll hit the other stuff, and then we'll end this with that wheel, so we can congratulate whoever wins. So
hey, how about the shorts?
The what?
The shorts.
I said Brandy made a pair of shorts, and she goes, "I got a pair of shorts for you." And I said, "Yeah, I'd wear those." And she goes, "You'll never wear them." I said, "I'll wear those shorts for the kids. I'll do anything. I don't care. I'll make people laugh. They can laugh at me. I don't give a shit." And so I put them on, and they're a size medium and I'm a size extra large, but we thought we'll go with it. And so I put them, we stopped and I put them on. So that's all I had on was my cowboy boots and those shorts. And you saw the pictures. I stood on the bike as soon as I put them on the side of the road, to get a few laps. And then we took off rolling down the road, and we rode right down the road. And
I wish we had a picture to show now, but
yeah, exactly. And I rolled down the road, and then we had one of those checkpoints. So I have to get the film off my camera, off my 360, because my 360 was running as I went through the checkpoint. And it was one of those immigration checkpoints where they just ask you if you're an American citizen. And so I just pulled up, and he took one look at me, and he's like, doesn't even say a word. And then all I said to him, I go, yeah, just when you think you've seen it all.
Oh my God, that would have been so.
And then we go into town, and there's a town. So I'm like, I just pulled in the gas station and got off to get gas with my shorts on. And you're in my kind of town when it doesn't even bat an eye. Nobody even
like
it was in,
yeah,
it was in the morning, and there's a bunch of dudes going to work stuff. Nobody even
they didn't even
there's a guy there with with multicolored crocheted shorts on. Oh, that's nice, and cowboy boots. Like I didn't even make their
Oh,
top
I
10
love
of crazy. So that was pretty
it.
good. But I don't know.
I'd have done anything to be there. That would have been so awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But yeah, and, part of it too was like 40 days on the road, man. My brain is mush. I'm yeah, just like whatever. Like you don't think things through properly. I would have done it either way, but I don't even care. It's like whatever. So that was all good. But I know that Dooley had just sent me over some stuff about the Mission 777, but I don't have anything because I'm on my phone. I can't look at my phone while I'm on it, so I don't have any of his details of how many crazy miles it is at the thing. So hopefully next week we'll be more on the ball, and I'll have my computer in front of me so I can access that stuff and show you his cross country map because
That'll be
you
cool.
know, yeah, those guys are really getting after it, and it's just amazing to think 7 miles a day. I just can't get over that. It's like that's time consuming every day. And Brett is out riding. Dooley did his monster 252, but Brett's like on a 14-day trip. And so he's on a
Crazy. And
14-day,
still running. That's
and he's
crazy.
still doing 7 miles and then going out and riding his motorcycle all day. And it's just crazy, and street cred was that how many days is that?
Yep,
173?
173. Yep, they're both at 173 right now.
Yeah, that's a long time to be doing anything, riding every day. Yeah, 1,522 miles
Wow. You guys
after
are
11
crazy.
and a half mile. And that's just it. Like they're pledging to do 7.
Yeah.
He just goes
Oh,
another 11 and a
wow.
half. Like if I ever tell you I'm going to do 7 miles a day and I do 11 and a half, just bring me right to the loony bin. Like you don't need to ask. You don't need to see if I need consent. You just be like, hey, Ryan, Leah, look at your new house, man. You got some padded walls. You can run all day. Like you clearly lost your mind if you're running an extra 4.5 because the 7 wasn't enough. Like
Right.
I did that in the army because there was this great big dude yelling at me to do it. That was it. So unless you're gonna bring some crazy drill sergeant to my house, I am not running an extra 4 after I do 7. So yeah, not happening.
Oh, that's
But
funny.
the other thing I want to say is Gavin did a great job on his 250. Iceman, I thank you for taking him out, making the most of, his sidecar. If anybody doesn't know, we got the sidecar for Gavin and some of the gaskets dry rotted, so they had to be replaced. Typical normal stuff. If you let a bike sit a little bit, I should have thought of that and had it checked out, but whatever. So you gotta get that stuff fixed. Well, it's got an S&S motor in it that S&S top end anyhow. So to get the gaskets figured out, it just takes time and did not get done in time for his 250. We were hoping it could, but it just didn't. And that's life, and that happens.
Mhm.
And that happens, and sometimes things don't go remotely as planned. So you can either whine and cry about it or make the most of it. And I like the fact that the goat made the most of it. And Iceman was cool enough to make it special and go do it. And they had a lot of fun. They
It looks like they did.
ate some crappy food, and and the sidecar will be done. I'll go on a ride a different time. So it just it worked out good. But that was really cool because everybody did something like that to make it work. Like whatever they had to do for their work, whatever. And Scott Townsend, he's out there riding the Capitals, ties in a 250 with it. So it was just awesome. Just awesome.
It was.
So yeah, and I don't know about any other news. I haven't talked to anybody. So what else the kids got going on? Anything exciting?
So Alfie goes on vacation tomorrow, so he's pretty stoked
that's
about
right.
that. Yeah, he heads tomorrow morning early to Spain, so that'll be a good time for the family.
That'd be a great time for him.
Yeah.
A
And-
wonderful time.
Yeah, Jackson got to spend a few days with Nana, and he got a visit from Andrew Bird, and he gets to see Jimmy Taco. I think it's Saturday. So
Yeah.
they always
Yeah, I
like
was-
when the monsters visit. Yeah.
I was trying to get Taco to hang out with me on Saturday, and he said no, he can't because he's going to be with Tunes. So I said, all right, well, at least the heroes rate higher than the monsters do, I guess. So it
Guess
was
so.
all good. But that was pretty cool that the Birdman got over there to see him because
Yeah.
the Birdman was running late, and then he thought, "What would Riot do?" And he goes, "Riot would hammer down and just cut some time off." And he ripped it and gripped it and ripped it and shaved an hour and a half off his time and made it there in time to see him. So
That's awesome.
that was pretty cool. So that is awesome. But I can hardly take it any longer. So Dylan, can we please do the wheel?
Yeah.
So
We can do the wheel.
we're gonna be spin the wheel here for finalist number 1 of 13. And I don't have the exact number in front of me, but I think it was like 61 or 62 people came out to see me. And that's amazing when you think about it. That many people came out, and that all of the letters that I put on, there was only one letter that I did by myself. And I think that's pretty amazing when you think about it. That
It is.
all of that, somebody was there. And that one, Rolo tried to catch up with me and didn't. And then she kept going after that. But anyways, but the R was for Riot, and that was the only one I did with just Riot. So I guess it works out just fine. So with that, what are you gonna? How many times are you gonna shuffle it?
Well, it looks like we can't shuffle. Dylan said we have the T-move version. There's no shuffle. So
Oh,
we can't shuffle.
let me see
So
it.
I
I
don't know.
can't.
Can you see
All
it?
right, it don't matter at all. So yeah,
So
it
and
doesn't.
we're just gonna spin and win.
All right. Well, let's do it. You got to do a countdown or
No,
something. So you do the
Mandy says,
countdown.
"Give me a second." I don't know if she's redoing it.
Okay.
It's up to.
I like that. We got the Temu version. Not that it
That's
matters. But
that
like,
was.
what is it? Like you shuffle it, you don't shuffle it. Like I don't know what difference does it make. The only difference it might make is if there people had a bunch of names all together. It all comes down to
Together.
like who's it gonna be. It'd be like
Well,
so.
yeah, it could be like Iceman like a bunch of times. Let me look and see.
Yeah, pull that
Yeah,
off once. Yeah, pull that off. She's gonna get it where we can shuffle it. There you go. We'll get ready to shuffle it because I was thinking that's the only thing that would be bad is if somebody has like Iceman might have 20 in a row.
he might. Yeah, it looks like there's a bunch grouped together.
Yeah. So we'll get the shuffle version. We'll upgrade. We'll pay the extra $2 and upgrade it so you can get it.
Sounds good.
It must not have been on the wheel of names, because if the wheel of names you can shuffle it for sure. You can
Yeah.
there's a little button on it that says shuffle, so whatever. That's a simple fix.
Yeah.
So we'll fix it. But in the meantime, my bike's holding up.
Good.
And I hit 100,000 on the ride. So I took a picture of it, but I forgot to post it. So the bike hit 100,000. That was kind of fun. And I wanted to do something cool when it hit 100,000, but I couldn't get up to 100 like Teeter did because I was just on some backcountry roads and I would die doing that. So I stopped in a little town, and there was a cool church there. So I pulled up with the church and got a picture of the front of the church in the background of my 100,000 miles on it. So that was kind of fun. So I think the second time I've hit 100,000 on a bike, I've usually wrecked something on it by then or traded in or something. And that is kind of funny because one thing I was thinking about, I used to buy bikes, especially my club life. I'd buy a bike and the dealership would tell you, yeah, just trade it in, before, 30,000, 34,000, and then it holds its value really good. But once that, you're over it. And now, you fast forward a few years, and now I go for a ride that is longer than that. Like they
That's
tell you trade
awesome.
it in. Yeah, trade it in every couple of years, before you get 30,000 or something. So I remember I used to do that. Like every 2 years I'd get a new bike, and they'd always have like roughly 30,000 on them, in 2 years. And I remember thinking how that is, a lot of miles, 15,000 in a year, and then fast forward 10 years and you go for one ride that's 37,000 is pretty crazy. But the bike held up. I needed a lot of work done on it, but the dealerships really stepped up and got it. So she just emailed it, Dylan. You see the comment?
Okay. Well, yep.
Yeah, Dylan's over there like, I'm over here working my ass off. You guys are just sitting there chit chatting. I'm
So
over here.
I'm trying
I'm
to
JB Weldon
yeah.
one day, and email the next. Now I'm a tech guy. So that's what happens.
Trying to start a business, trying to do all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no time. There's no time for that. You should just invest just go to the casino and take in all your money, put it on black, and then double it, and then pick black. I
There
can go
you go.
black
Black.
twice, then red. Yeah, black, red, and I think I don't see there's any reason that you wouldn't win big. It says shovel wheel. I can read that comment. That's pretty funny.
Okay.
I would complain, but I don't like to complain about anything I had nothing to do with. So like I'm sitting there while Frosty goes through it and be good. And she said she shuffled it 10 times, so that's awesome. I should have had my name on the wheel, one for every day. Oh, there we go. That's the real one. Look at all those names.
Yeah.
Does it say how many names are on it?
Does it say is
688 entries. Is that for the $25 givers?
this
Yeah, I
right,
don't-
Mandy? I don't think
Yeah,
this
that's-
is right. There's too many names.
Yeah, it's too many. That's not the right one. I would say hit spin just for fun, but then somebody will flip out that it didn't do it. So that's definitely not the right one. I thought, man, that's a lot of names on that.
It is. Yeah, don't do that.
Go back to the original.
Hold please, Chad said. So wait, don't spin that because everybody was saying not to spin that with it not being shuffled. This is up to Riot, but little technical difficulty here.
We got time. Hey, that's what happens on a live show. Sometimes
Yeah.
things go wrong. I'm on the road. Mandy's throwing together and trying to get it over to you and get the wheel the names on it. Like I'd rather just wait and do it right. And if it's something where we
Yep.
got to have a special show, I'll do that. Whatever, But
Yep.
somebody's going to be very happy
Somebody
know,
will be.
that we had to wait, and they'll be like, "I'm so glad they shuffled it. I'm so glad they shuffled it." And 60 people are going to be like, "The hell that shuffling? Why they got to do that stupid shit?" So it's pretty cool. It's
You-
pretty cool.
You were talking about when you were riding in the rain and then in the sun. Friday we had to we went to a funeral of a friend of ours, that had passed.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So we got to go on the last ride with him, and his son carried him on his bike to the cemetery, and we followed on motorcycle, and it was a beautiful day until it wasn't. When we got on the bikes we figured he was laughing at us because he always joked about he was from Tennessee, and he would always send us pictures. He always knew what our weather was like here in January. So he would send us pictures mowing the lawn or riding his motorcycle, in January.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, I think he was laughing at us when we were hauling him on his last ride because we got drenched and we didn't wear helmets because it was nice out. And so I know exactly how you feel. I was trying to see with my glasses on, and when you take your glasses off, then you get hit with the rain really hard.
Yeah. You're right in the eyeballs.
Yeah, it was bad. So yeah.
I think it's awesome though that you get rained on leaving a funeral. I hope that happens at mine.
And
I hope I
yeah,
die in the summertime, and I hope a thunderstorm comes and
it
just
was a
pounds.
thunderstorm. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were doing the 6-gun salute or whatever, and it was thundering, and they handed out. It was actually pretty cool. They handed out umbrellas to all of us, and it was just thundering and lightning. We're standing under trees in this, cemetery, and that was pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I do. I kind of like that, so that is kind of cool.
Yeah, it felt like.
I keep forgetting that I'm on my phone. I'm used to sitting at my desk when we do the show, even though I've been on the road for a hot minute. So I keep looking to grab my phone to see if Mandy's got any issues or texting me or anything, and I'm like, well, it's right in front of me. So if I were to see a text, it would show up pretty
Okay.
good.
She just
And
sent another one, I think. So
yeah, it'd be really funny. Spin the wheel. It's the wrong one. Then tell somebody, oh no, that was nothing. Like, yeah.
10 times.
okay. Yep. So I think she shuffled this one. We don't have the option to shuffle.
Okay.
But I believe she shuffled. If I don't know if we want to verify that with her, but I think she said she shuffled. It looks like they're all separated.
Yeah, you'll see it.
And
You can
show you.
see it. Just
Yep, they look like they're. So we'll show everybody and see.
perfect.
None of the names are together.
Yeah, that's all you need. Yeah, that looks like the right amount too with the entries. So that'll be, you can kind of tell, you know, we've done enough
Yes,
of
she
these
did.
wheels that you
Chad
can
said-
see it.
Yep, Chad said she shuffled.
Awesome. Well, whenever you want, Dylan, we got to do a drum roll of some kind. And to everybody that was out there, man, there's not anybody on this wheel that I'm like, God, I hope they don't win it. You know, everybody's deserving and it's super cool. And I'm pulling for you. And when we were talking to people out on the thing, I did an interview with somebody. I'm like, man, I sure hope you win that bike. And Teeter's like, hey, I thought you wanted me to win it. I go, well, that's when I interviewed you.
Exactly.
You know, now we're moved on to somebody else. So anyhow, I'll stop babbling and
Here we
whenever
go.
you're ready.
Here's the drum roll.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Is it spinning?
It's been.
I hear it, but I don't see it.
You don't see it?
Uh-uh.
Oh, they don't see it, honey. You can't see it. I can see it. Vermont
Huh.
Trooper.
There we go.
It must have been
What?
delayed.
That was the Vermont trooper. That's the state trooper that pulled me over. That I put in there as a that I put in there as a
You know
joke.
his name?
I only put him in there as a joke. I forgot to tell Mandy about that. So you can close that. So somebody be very happy. He'd never come to that anyhow. So you could just. Oh, can you spin it again, Dylan?
Yeah,
That
he
is so
did.
funny. I forgot to tell. I put that in there because I'm like, oh, we'll put that
That's
Vermont troop in there and give Mandy a
Good
laugh while
joke.
she puts this on the wheel. But
That's
we can't.
hilarious.
If I got to call the Vermont trooper and tell him that he's coming, he's not going to come all the way down there anyhow, and that's no fun. So
Okay,
that was
we'll
pretty
do
good.
drum roll again,
Well,
and
let's make sure people can see it.
yeah, let's make sure you can see it this time instead of just.
I could hear it, and then it
Okay.
came up when he won it.
Okay, let me know when you can see it.
I can see everything, but when it spun, I couldn't see it spinning. That's all. But it might have been spinning. I just didn't notice it, so it's all good.
Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
No, it doesn't give me a spin button. Oh,
There.
it
Now
is.
I can see it spinning. Yeah, I see it spinning. All right.
It was being goofy. It wouldn't spin.
Richard Simmons is our first one, and that's awesome. He came and met us with Thule, and he was not going to come meet us with Thule. He was out on a ride doing an MMI. You remember his ride?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so he was doing a big Hokahay practice cross country ride, MMI, and Thule says, "Why don't you just come and meet us and hang out?" So he like dipped on finishing that how he had planned so he could go meet us on the road. So that's just funny how random that works. And then he's gonna be on it. So and his niece is doing a cool painting for us too for the party. So that's pretty awesome. So
That
congrats,
is.
Richard. I'm really glad to see you on there, and he'll be at the party. So there's no question about that. It's just super awesome. So we have our first finalist. Finalist number 1 is Richard Simmons, and he's going to be on there, and that's going to be cool. But just shows you how, one chance is all it takes. A random meeting. And I even said to him, I go, man, so funny if you end up on stage to win this bike because you steered, Thule talks him into coming over there and meeting with me,
Oh, he's
uh,
on here. Cool.
and that seems like a lifetime ago, Richard. So I mean, it seems so long ago because I met those guys. That was the M of Monsters, So it's just pretty awesome. So that was really cool to see. So that's going to be a great time. So we have our first finalist. So now we can get him. He'll be finalist number one. I'm having some things made so you'll know he's finalist number one. So that's cool. To everybody else,
That is
there's
so
still
exciting.
there's still a lot of chances to be there, to be on stage. Now there's 12 left. So there's other ways to make it onto that stage. But congratulations, Richard. I'm excited. I'm happy for you. That's pretty cool. I was hoping it would be somebody fun and exciting, and he's fun and exciting, and he rode one story about that. He rode after before we saw him for like I don't know how many thousands of miles with no headlight. His headlight broke and he just ran with his Denali D7s on as his headlight. Didn't go home, didn't do nothing, just all right, I'm going this way, and that's that. So
That's awesome.
yep. Well, I'm bummed that my wife wasn't the one, but I'm happy for Richard
There you go.
because, my wife doesn't ride. So I'm like, well, if she wins it, I know that I got a good shot of riding that bike. Yeah. What does that say? Yeah. Yeah.
Can
We're
we
going to
still
send him
send?
something. We're going to have a top cop award. So that was pretty funny. So we're going to have a top cop award for any of the cops that let me off. I expected to get pulled over way more than twice. So, it was kind of funny. So
That's
it
funny.
was good. It was good. I was hoping there's the top cop award. I really should send it to the Russ, the first guy to pull me over, who I caught me speeding and passing on the right, and then I just waved to him and pull over like we're best friends. And he almost got tased. So that's all good. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. That was pretty cool. I'm pretty excited, Richard. Congratulations. You can give Mandy a hug for shuffling it 10 times and not 9.
Yeah.
So that was great. Everybody else can yell at Mandy for not doing it 13 times instead of just 10. So, it's always something, but it's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. Mandy got the top cop award. All right. They got tickets. I ride 35,000 miles, not one ticket. Mandy rides what was she on, 35 miles before she got her first ticket of the weekend. So maybe a little more than that, but she got it. That's for sure. So it's pretty cool.
That's
But
fun.
anyways, yeah, Dooley almost pulled me over too. I thought he was a cop and he got behind me. So he made me do the speed limit for like 20 miles through 2 towns. And I'm like, before I realized that wasn't a cop, I'm like, okay, now I need a nap for sure. But anyhow, I'm on here. I got to go move my bike. I just literally parked outside this hotel and ran inside to do the show. So now I'm going to go move the bike and have something nutritious to eat, like a candy bar, and go to bed.
And Red Bull.
Yeah,
Awesome.
exactly. All right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
And everybody, thank you for the support while I did that ride. I'm super happy that we got our first finalist came from that ride, so that's pretty awesome. And to everybody out doing the 250, thank you and congratulations on an epic event. Again, that was awesome. And we're gonna have all the winners next week. We'll have that all calculated, figure out everything. So we'll see who's the top fundraisers that are moving on to the drawing to get on the stage as a finalist, and who's gonna win that trip. Who's going to win the trip to Hawaii to ride the bike. So yeah, and don't forget to submit your 250 miles and all that good stuff. So it'll be all well. So that's it.
All right. Have a good week.
Awesome. We good, Dylan? Nice job spinning that wheel. Awesome, man. See everybody.
See ya.